I'm George McGee, Operations Manager, Power and Civil. And so basically, most of the time I'm doing estimating work, putting bid proposals together, writing up clarification letters, talking with clients, that type of thing. Some business development, maybe, but when we do have projects that are current, I can kick projects off. I can run and manage projects, close out projects. If we have multiple projects, I can go and check in on the jobs and see what the progress is and see if they have areas that need improvements. Been with the company for 3 years, and but that's basically what I do. I've been in the power and civil construction industry for 30 years. So when I finished college, started out with a major heavy civil contractor and worked that for probably 5-6 years, and then I got into the power industry, and I pretty much done all aspects of the power industry, from groundwork to foundations to towers, wire, roads, that pretty much the whole gamut. So basically my whole career till the last, say, 3, 4, 5 years was all corporate companies, big corporations, and I like the family aspect, a closeness of the company. When you're in a big corporation, you're a big number, basically, and so, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of close relationships, but the higher it goes, the farther away you get. Your VPs and the CFOs and those things, you don't get to meet them. It might maybe once, but it's for a wave and by, So it's the closeness and the being able to have the one-on-one relationship with the main guy that you work for, like Daniel. Me and him talk on a daily basis. If he's got a problem, he calls. If I got a problem, I call him. And that's nice, not to have to go through 14 people to resolve. That's just the biggest thing. And it's a change. When you get used to working for a corporation and you go to work for a family, because okay, but it's a good change. Very close knit, very caring company. That's very important. Back when I started, not so much. Get the work done and here's your check, see you later. But it's good to work for a company that wants, if you have a problem, they want to know about it and they want to help you with it and they want to see you through it and see you successful and back to work, And the mission statement for the company is very strong, and it's the core values of what Northern is, and what we strive to do, no matter what we're doing, whether it's me and you talking, or whether we're in the field building the job, or whether we're giving an estimate to a client. The interaction, I get to interact intercompany, with Daniel, with Peyton, with the equipment guys, with yourself, and then also interaction with the clients, so whether it be Michaels or MYR, or it could be even suppliers, but that interaction, basically when you're doing a lot of estimates and takeoffs, it's a lot of clerical work and a lot of calculating and brain work, so you're spending a lot of time behind the screen. So it's nice to be able to break your day up by having those conversations and interaction with others, And on the flip side of that, when we are in active construction, I enjoy that, because that's what I did for my career, you know what I mean? So the act of being on site, being with the men, seeing the job progress and move forward, that's an exciting thing as well. So basically that project was, it was in the high desert in Wyoming. Wasn't really rough terrain. It was, rolling, wasn't like steep mountains. It was an 80-acre site, cut and fill to build a pretty much flat pad for a HVDC converter station. Eventually, that's what it'll be. And so we had to take cut material and build a fill, which was 5 feet above the existing grade. Then put in all the perimeter drainage and drainage piping and build the roads to it. Put the stone capping on it. We had to put a French drain through the middle of it, which is perforated pipe, stone, fabric, so that it catches the water and puts the water into the retention basin. Roughly 400,000 cubic yards of dirt moved, cut to fill. Around, I want to say 52,000 ton of stone placed, and the project was completed in roughly 4 months. I mean, that's good in the civil world. So, and all types of equipment, from excavators to dozers, little and small, haul trucks, track trucks, motor graders, water trucks. It's a project. It's the kickoff of a 1,000-mile transmission line, and there's going to be 4 other substations constructed along the way. So, the project, it had its ups and downs, but as far as from a construction aspect and a safety aspect, the project was completed. The client was extremely happy. It was completed on time. No safety incidents. And overall, for the challenges, it was a successful project. One, the time they've been in business as a family-owned company, and their success stories, their projects, the size of their projects. It's not like for these many years they've been doing little bitty. They've done some massive, huge projects, and were very successful. And that means a lot, and again, the family aspect of it, and being able to be a part of a group or a family, and not just being a number or a seat. That's one of the biggest things. And two, if I can throw this in there, but trustworthy, and show up every day, and show up on time. I think those things are very important, and the trustworthy and loyal part is the biggest part of a person's career. If your career follows you, just like your driving record or anything else. So if you do something, it's going to follow you. And I've told a lot of folks that throughout my whole career, if you do what's right and you're trustworthy and responsible and loyal, you're going to be all right. So I think those are some key things. Good communication. There's a lot of people, even myself in the beginning, you communicate an order or a directive or your work plan for the day, and you know it in detail in your head, but what you're putting out is just a high level version of it. And not everyone needs the detailed version, but I think it's better to give people the detailed version, because there's a lot of folks who don't get, okay, 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's 1, 2, 3, but there's 10 steps for 1, 10 steps for 2, and 10 steps for 3. So I think detailed communication and learning how to communicate well, where people understand you, they understand what you're saying and why you're saying it. And also, if you're communicating with someone, that they feel confident in what you're telling. Yeah, I've had communication from people and I really wasn't confident in it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but good communication. Basically, when it comes to construction's a tough industry. No matter if you're doing civil, if you're doing power, if you're a carpenter, concrete finisher, construction's a tough industry because you're traveling for the most part. The guys that assist the work, So the balance of work and family can be tough. And fortunately, I've had good success at that, but it takes a lot of work, when either your wife's going with and your kids are going with you, or they're going to be left behind at home, and both are challenging, So I think that balance is I've seen a lot of folks in the industry because of that. It brought them down because it was constantly here. And when you're doing these projects, you can't have anything in your headspace but your work. It's just the way it is. You're not going to be a success if you have something else on your mind. But I think that's very important. That work-life balance, being trustworthy, being loyal, and being dedicated. When you start something, you're going to finish it, period. No matter, you're going to get it, and that's, and as a young man, it was a little harder, but the more you grow, you learn that asking for help, it's not a sign of weakness, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because you're acknowledging that, hey, I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out. That was always the other thing my dad taught me, and my grandfather, is that, the key to anything you do is knowledge. So you can gain knowledge from books and gain it from other folks. But don't be afraid to ask the question, to learn. And even now, I learn every day. I learn something new. And if you're not learning something new every day, then you're probably not doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, learning is a huge key to success. Honestly, just being thankful for a successful 30-year construction career, and still having the drive to want to do it. You know what I mean? And it excites me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing if I'm still excited about the work and all aspects of the work. And that's one big thing is diversity. I tell a lot of guys, don't just do one thing. Learn how to do the next thing and learn how to do something else, because the more diverse, the better off you are, and that way you can fall into any role that you want. So I think diversity is another big key, to a career. But again, I'm just thankful for a successful 30 years in the industry.